What up, fellas? So, I have been doing a lot of reflection. Ever since I came back from Vietnam, my spirit has been rejuvenated, like, completely. And my boundaries have been so tough that I've cut people off left and right if there's just a slight tinge of misalignment. And I don't necessarily have to cut them off from, from being acquaintance or whatever. I just cut them off from trying to build anything with them. And that even includes my apprentices and my employees now. So, something that I learned, especially because I have been working I've been working with women for the past 5 years. Every employee that I've taken in my business have been women, young women, older women, my age. And, these are some things that I've learned the hard way. And it's funny because I knew these logically, but I still had to go through the emotional pain to really get it to sit within my brain, because now there is pain associated to these decisions that reinforce stronger boundaries. And so, lessons that I've learned from working with women that like you and that you like them. Number one, you cannot be friends with them. You cannot treat them like friends, and you should not try to make them into your friend, because these are employees, and employees are employees for a reason. And anytime that you start crossing into the line of friendship, anytime you start caring about them more than you should, you invite bullshit. You start lowering your boundaries. You start giving chances. And you think that being understanding and being patient is mature, but it isn't. It's actually setting you up for resentment and for disrespect. Number two, there is absolutely no lines that you can cross when you work with women. I know some people, they get married to their coworker. Some people even get married to their boss. But there's one thing that I've noticed about those situations that work out. It's the woman who falls in line with what the boss wants. If the boss is a male, of course. And I'm guessing, I don't really know what to say about if it was inverse, because I've just been in the position where I'm the boss. So, as a male boss, you will have employees, apprentices, and clients crush on you. But the thing is, the second that you show that you want them in return, then you start losing leverage. And you cannot do that. As much as you want to be fair and equal and make them feel loved, because they complain about, I don't feel loved, I'm so alone. Like, they're trapping you into showing emotions before you locked anything down, before you gained true loyalty, true commitment. And women do that so they can get free attention, free ego boost, free spirit food for them. And if you keep doing that, that's what they'll see you as. They'll see you as just free, a free meal. And it don't matter if you're the boss. It don't matter if you're equals, really. The second you start giving free attention just for the fact that they cry and bitch and moan, you are putting yourself below them. You're starting to treat them like they're worth something more than what you are worth. And number 3, there is absolutely nothing you can do to get a woman to fall in line. If she don't like what you have to say, if she don't think that your way will lead to the promised land, don't even try to explain her. Talk to her about it. Don't even try to sit her down and tell her what she's doing wrong. Just forget it. Forget it, boys. Just let it go. Let these females go. And it's the same for guys. I literally had the same situation happen with my neighbor. He's a guy. And that leads me into the same, I guess, sort of lesson of basically, whether it's a man or a woman, if they're not willing to follow you to the promised land and they don't trust your ways, even though you already made it before them, you're throwing pearls before swine, just like the Bible says. Do not throw your pearls before swine, because they will not be able to recognize the opportunity that you're giving them. All they're going to see is you're putting more burden on them. You're expecting them to do things, and they can't see what those expectations will bring them. You know, my neighbor, I literally gave him the keys to using Suno and Midjourney. These are AI tools that you can create videos, high quality videos and high quality music with AI tools, and it doesn't take too much effort at all. And he was begging about, he was raving about using these things. Oh, how he's gonna do this and that. And he didn't do fuck all with it. And I paid for that. I had to pay for these subscriptions, right? And now I'm stuck with them for a year. At the very least, I can still use them myself. But the thing is, that's just not my focus at the moment. And that includes my employee's boyfriend. He was also all like, oh yeah, I want to use it. I paid for this subscription. At the very least, he's paying for half of it. But he's not even really putting use to it. He's making a bunch of excuses as to why it's not worth his time. All I hear is that this guy does not understand what it takes to succeed in life. Consistency, hard work, a vision. These fucking young people, they keep chasing dopamine, quick hits. And because they chase quick hits, they will never understand what it takes to actually make it in the long run. All they want is the treasure chest at the end of the day. Just like the games they play, those gacha games and those whatever games that they play. And these girls, they just want the next dick because that's their way, that's their treasure chest. If they don't play video games and they don't play phone games, that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna look for the next dude to fill up their treasure, to fill up their spirit tank. And so you got to be careful about throwing your pearls before swine, and even more so, I tried to build a business with my neighbor, and I told him that I would even share the spoils with him. But the moment that I told him he has to work on things on his own time and come and join me and show me some progress, he completely gave up. Completely. And that irritated the fuck out of me. It made me realize this fucker is a fucking smooth talker. And there's a lot of dudes like that. And the funny thing is, this guy's got a wife. And now I realize his wife's a sucker. And a lot of women are like that. They'll just go for guys who act confident, who have nothing to back it up. But because they can act confident, they can get a wife. And they don't, the girls that I encounter, they don't get the fact that the only reason I have doubts in my own confidence is due to some court bullshit involving some crazy ass bitch in the past. It's the only reason. And it's not even because I don't think that they could be the right girl. It's really because I don't want to repeat that same bullshit. And that shit hurt and stuck in my brain forever. It's stuck in my brain forever. And so, you know what? To be quite honest, when I look back at all the women that I've considered to make my queen, they didn't even have the qualities that I was looking for. Maybe my first girlfriend was probably the closest one, really. I think she could have. I think I actually lacked the calmness at the time, which I'll get into that in another video. But yeah, I kept trying to fit these girls into the box of queen, and they didn't even have the qualities to be there. All they were short-term girlfriends or good time girls, just have fun with for the time being and let it go later when the thing fizzles out. And so those are my 3 lessons, guys. I learned them the hard way. It was actually quite painful. Some of them affected my business. I tried to throw pearls before swine multiple times, and I would always say, this one is because it's my friend, so I won't do that to friends. And then this one is because it's my employee, I won't do that to employees. And then this one is because no, dude, it doesn't matter who they are or how they're related to you. If they do not share your vision, they don't follow your lead, just let it go. Don't hold any grudges. That's something that I had to get over. I got over it pretty quick, but I was still attached to the idea that they could have been my partner in crime. And I realize now that it was just never, ever gonna be a fair partnership. I would always have to put in way more work than they would be able to put back. And that's just the nature of the beast when you're a high performing superior dude. It sucks. I have to look for a girl that's willing to follow my lead or a girl who can match my level. And if she wants to follow my lead, I have to be so detached from the fact that I love her, because that's going to play on me. And the love will cause attachment, and attachment will cause lowering of boundaries, lowering of my own standards, just so that they can fit in my box because I love them so much. And that is not what kings do. Kings have options. And I had options, but because I acted in these ways, a lot of options dried up. But you know what? Life goes on. And when I traveled to Vietnam and all that, and even when I came back now, I realized I still have a lot of options. I still can make new leads all the goddamn time. And I'm still the G that I know that I am. I've let go of things a bit, especially after the vacation. Vacation time is always like that. You let go a bit. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I'm back on that grind. And anyways, I am on my way to something, and I just arrived, so I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good one, fellas.